Welcome back as we get set for our second game of the night, men's action. We have St. Thomas Tommies against the UNBSJ Seawolves. Both teams enter play tonight, 5-0 in the air, so this should be a barn burner of a match. We'll get to the starting lineups here as we get going. As number 4 for UNBSJ, Ethan Shamirda. Number 6, Darren Clark. Number 9, AJ Nash. Number 10, Doyle Burton. And number 14, Lance Hallett. For St. Thomas, number 5, Marcus Wilson. Number 9, Evan Vallis. Number 10, CJ Hansen. 15, Caleb Schulten. And Javen Eddy, number 15, as UNBSJ in the white jerseys. They have the ball to start here. Underneath, nice cut, and AJ Nash lays it in, and UNB will get the first basket here as it is now 2-0. Here's Evan Vallis. This is Eddy. Vallis to the net, shot good, and a good response from the St. Thomas Tommies. As here's Darren Clark. Clark. And a battle for the ball. Looks like it'll go off. Number 10, that's CJ Hansen. As UNB inbounds, here's Clark. Clark. Here's a shot for 3, and it does not go. Here's Caleb Schulten. Schulten into the middle, out. Hansen, good. CJ Hansen for 3. And just like that, 5-2, and I bet you this is going to lead. Will probably go back and forth all night. Down low, tipped by Schulten, and it'll stay with UNB. So St. Thomas in the green jerseys trimmed with yellow. They are going from left to right. UNB in the white jerseys trimmed with red and black. They're going from left to right. Shamirda, Lance Hallett for 3. Battle underneath. Nice job to fight for the ball is Nash. Burton, Shamirda. Shamirda into the middle to the net, good. And we've seen that a lot from Ethan Shamirda over the last couple of years. Ball stolen. Lance Hallett. Pass to Nash, the layup, good, and UNB doing a great job early down low in the paint. And it is 6-5. And he's going to try to cap off the three-point play. Not go. Shamirda with a rebound. Nash, Burton, or Clark, pardon me. Clark with a layup. Darren Clark. 8-5, 2 minutes in here roughly. Ball in the corner. Here's a shot for 3. That's Marcus Wilson. And he's the leading scorer in the ACAA, averaging over 21.4 points a game. And he starts off his night with a 3. Shamirda. Clark for a 3. No. Underneath. And STU will get a rebound. Back the other way. Nice shot by Eddy. Does not go. And he'll get the rebound. 10-8. 7:23 left. There's Hallett. Doyle Burton. Burton. Backs down, gets it to the net. Another layup. And UNBSJ is getting everything here in the first 3 minutes in the paint. Doing a great job. Here's Wilson. Here's Eddy, back to Schulten, Wilson. Shot does not go. Hallett There's Clark. And nice job by Ethan Samirda with the scoop shot. Makes it 12-10. Here's Caleb Schulten. Schulten. Eddie. Back to Schulten. Evan Vallis for 3. Wilson with a rebound. Finds Vallis. And ball's tipped right to Clark. 12-10 here. 4 minutes into the first quarter. Clark. Here's Doyle Burton. Ethan Shamirda for 3. Good. Ethan Shamirda. 15-10. 5:49 left. Evan Vallis. Here's Caleb Schulten for 3. Too strong. AJ Nash will bring it back for UNB. Nash. And I'll say it'll go to UNB. Substitutions here for St. Thomas. Here's Dub Kahn. We talked to him in the first game. Gets a shot off and does not go. Shot for 3 for Shamirda. Vallis and Kahn battle. Now here comes Vallis the other way. Into the corner. 3. Good. That was Jack Gimby knocking down the 3, the local product from St. John. And he makes it 15-13. Here's Ethan Shamirda. Nice pass to find AJ Nash, and he could not adjust, but he gets a foul. Here is AJ Nash, makes the first. Nash will make the second. Long pass, it's gonna go off the hand. River lands, and UNB will get it back. There's Nash. Doyle Burton. Burton. Kahn, nice move by Burton. And turn around and he gets to the net. And he lays it in. 19-13. There's Wilson. Marcus Wilson to the net. Shot is good. And the foul. Have a chance to complete the three-point play. As 19-15. Take a moment to introduce the Seawolves. Like to take an opportunity to thank their 25-26 season partners: Lester Trophy, Center Atlantic, Domino's, UNB Social Alumni, One Team Sport, Select Printing and Sign, Booster Juice East Point Location, Culligan, and St. John LNG. As Marcus Wilson will look to complete the three-point play, and he will. So 19-16. Here comes St. Thomas with the press, and here's Yoon Wilson. Dub Kahn thought about the three. Gives up to Nash. Here's a shot. does not go. It's short. It's Ernest Vogt. Can get to go. Wilson. There's Hansen. Long rebound. Ethan Shamirda will get it. Here's Shamirda. Dubcon, down low to AJ Nash. Nash up against Wilson, gets on the bite, and that's too easy for AJ Nash. 21 to 16. Wilson lost the ball, but then got it back. Hansen. That was Zach Duell. Was able to keep it going. Wilson for three. Air ball. And go to bounds. As Darren Clark will come back into the game. Javen Eddy has come in as well. Lost the ball, got it back. There's Vogt, Shamirda for the three. And back comes St. Thomas. Here's Wilson. River Lance. Is it to Zach Duell? Duell. Here's Hansen. Back to Duell. Duell. Wilson got caught in the bite. Got into the middle. Shot. Does not go. Right to Eddy. And Javen Eddy lays that one in. And it's now 21 to 18. Here's Darren Clark. Clark. Faked the shot, dumped it off down low. Ernest Vogt. Ball's tipped. Here's June Wilson. Wilson, the scoop shot doesn't go. Wilson with a rebound. And we're going to get a jump ball. Referees are going to talk about it. It looks like calling a foul instead. Here comes number 11. Catch Tong into the game for Seawolves. First shot is good. Ethan Shamirda will pick up a foul. Just a second. Ball worked around. Lance. Back up top, stolen. Nice play by Dub Kahn. Here's Ewan Robinson. Or Wilson, pardon me. Punched out. Tried to save it, and that'll be a St. Thomas ball. Caleb Schulten. Schulten gets it to Lance. River Lance turns back. Schulten in the corner. Down low. Ball's tipped. Clark got the steal and gets to the Dub Kahn. Will run the floor now. Minute and a half left. Here's Wilson. Shot. Loose ball. Vogt looking for it. And back comes St. Thomas, and easy lay-in. That was CJ Hansen. And we're all tied up, 21-21. Good. Now that's number 3. It's Ian Wilson. And he'll give UNB a 2-point lead with a minute left. And he will not not get it to go. (23-21), 52 seconds left. And basket is good. That's River Lance, Rosse, third-year player, and makes them both. Here's Clark. Shot for two. Good. Darren Clark. Clark with a basket. And now a 2-point lead for UNB. Here's Dool. It finds Javanetti. River Lance. Shot for three. Good. River Lance. 26-25, first lead of the day, I believe, for St. Thomas. Clark checks out the clock. See how much time's left. 11 seconds, down to 6. Ernest Vogt, deep three, good. Nice shot. And that'll do it. So after 1 quarter of play, UNBSJ leads 28-26. 28-26 for the UNBSJ Seawolves over the St. Thomas Tommies. And what a run and gun, high scoring first quarter. 28-26. Both teams came out strong. I thought UNBSJ early on did a great job early in the paint. I thought STU did a good job answering back, shooting the three well. As we get set here for the second quarter. As we get set to start the third quarter. As the clock winds down, 40 seconds till we get going here. As it looks like we'll probably get started before that, but there we go, 28-26. Caleb Schulten going to inbound. And he gets it into Marcus Wilson. Wilson. Loose ball. They're going to say it'll be, looks like they're calling a foul, actually. Darren Clark picks up the foul. It's his first. And it'll be the first foul for UNBSJ here in the second quarter. Here's Eddie. Wilson trying to get into the middle. Gets a shot off. Good. And Marcus Wilson, who averages 21 points a game, is on the board. It's his eight points in the game. And we're all tied back up. Clark gets the ball from Nash. Clark. Or that was Dove Kahn, pardon me. Wilson. There's Doyle Burton in the corner. Dove Kahn for three. Can't get it to go. Evan Vallis with a rebound. Down court. Nice behind bounce pass. CJ Hansen to Javanetti. And he finishes it off. 30-28, about a minute to go. Minute in, pardon me. There's Clark. Tong, shot. That ball stolen by Darren Clark. Back the other way, Wilson. Nice pass to Tong, can't get it to go. Here's Caleb Schulten for three. Couple empty possessions here in a row for both teams. There's Clark. Ball is knocked out of bounds. Down low, ball's tipped, and back to the way come the Tommies. River Lance, turn around, shot doesn't go. Back to the way, Lance Howlett can't get it to go. Underneath, AJ Nash again. Cleans up inside. Nash with 10 points, and we're tied back up at 30. Kick ball. And I believe that'll stay with St. Thomas. There's Lance. Eddie. Get around his man and gets a nice move to lay it in. And it's now 32-30. There's Burton and Ethan Samerda. And we're tied back up at 32. Lance for three. And a rebound by Darren Clark. Clark trying to get to the net, gets up, can't get the finger roll to go. And then back the other way, Marcus Wilson. Ball stolen. There's Ethan Shamirda. Clark for three. Can't get it to go. There's Caleb Schulten. Eddie can't get that to go. Back the other way, Nash. Howlett. Evan Vallis with a rebound. There's Vallis. Wilson for three. No. Five and a half minutes left. Here's a shot. Doesn't go. Nash with a rebound. Gets to Shamirda. Nice pass from AJ Nash to get that to Ethan Shamirda. And 34-32 as we have 5:18 left here in the second quarter. What a game so far. Back and forth we've gone. Like a heavyweight prize fight. Both teams throwing their shots. No one landed anything really to affect their opponent yet, as both teams don't look phased. They just keep coming back and forth. The timeout was called by, I believe, St. Thomas. Set to go here, 5:17 left. Here's Wilson. Here's Duel. Back to Vallis. River Lance had the space for three, doesn't take it. 2 on the shot clock. Wilson gets it up, does not go. Ryan Pollard in the game. Doyle Burton. Down low. That's Pollard. Hits it to Nash. Shot good. AJ Nash with 12 points, 36-32, 4.5 minutes left. All's going to stay with you at St. Thomas. St. Thomas. You hear Coach John Hickey down there for St. Thomas, telling his courage in his team. There's a shot in the corner for 3. That was Duel. 2, pardon me, but didn't go. Back on the Seawolves. Nash. Doyle Burton. Burton gets it to go. And UNBSJ is getting everything in the paint. Doing an excellent job. 38-32. There's Evan Vallis. Zach Duel. River Lance for 3. And the 6-point lead turns to 3. 3.5 to go in the half. Pollard. Samirda. Nash got 3 defenders, gets it out to Samirda for 3. Does not go. 3:15 left. CJ Hansen back into the game for the Tommies. Down low. Evan Vallis. Shot for 3, doesn't go. That was Zach Duel. Here's Lance Howland. Ethan Samirda lost the handle on the ball. Caleb Schulten. He's coming into the game for Zachary Duel. .38-35. Here's Schulten. There's a big collision. And Pollard got the worst of it. Looks like he's okay. Shot is good. Evan Vallis. Fallon able to get that shot to go as Ryan Pollard comes out. Darren Clark back in. And Evan Fallon gets it to go. He's got 5 points. Here's AJ Nash, gets away from the defenders. Doyle Burton, down low, shot doesn't go. Lots of contact, but St. Thomas is able to come out with the ball. Ball goes off the foot of Lance Howlett. It'll be a St. Thomas ball. 2:05 left. Vallon, Caleb Schulten, back to Vallon for 3, doesn't go, long rebound. Tip back to Darren Clark. Clark, he's got Lance guarding him. There's Ernest Vogt. AJ Nash, nice shot. 40-38, 14 points for Nash. Schulten, Fallon, Lance. Shot, good. River Lance and St. Thomas with the lead again, 41-40. Shot. As there will be 55 seconds left. There's a shot there, and it's good. That's Caleb Schulten knocking down the 3, and St. Thomas has their biggest lead of the day at 4 points. 44-40, 40 seconds left. And we're going to get a foul, I believe, against Caleb Schulten. His first, second. Seawolves have called a timeout here. As I mentioned before the game, both these teams have started the year 5-0. And our first and second in the ACAA. UNB actually, I think UNBSJ ranks 3rd in the country for men's basketball. And we've heard from Dub Khan earlier, note that St. Thomas won the preseason matchup, first time these two teams met this year. So, back and forth game. As we get set. As we get ready, 39.7 seconds left here in the first half. Here's Clark. Shot for 3. Ian Wilson, 44-43 with 25 seconds left. 1-point game. Ian Wilson. And here is Duel. River Lance. Here's Hanson. Downloaded. Javen Eddie. Eddie. Can't get it to go. Battle for the ball. Jump ball. And I believe it's a St. Thomas. No, they're going to rule UNB. UNBSJ, they're going to get a chance here to take the lead. They'll get the last possession. Well, it should be the last possession of the first half. And we're going to get out of timeout. So Seawolves are going to see what they draw up. Head coach of the UNBSJ Seawolves, Paul Vaughn. Dominic Laviolette, assistant coach. Adam Lambert, assistant coach. And Downey, assistant coach. And Jack Tilley is assistant coach as well. For the St. Thomas Tommies, John Hickey, head coach. Kyle Woodward, assistant. Travis Vallon, an assistant. Tyrese Ball, assistant. And William Boomer, assistant as well. As we get set here for what'll probably be the last shot of the quarter. .3 seconds left. Got some time to move the ball around, perhaps try to free someone up. Samirda, he gets that ball in. A foul. Here's Darren Clark. Clark gets it to Nash. Nash. Samirda for three. Good defense by Javen Eddy. Get a hand up. The shot at the buzzer. I think it's going to count. I honestly I thought the clock went on the block, but they're going to rule that the shot went down. They're going to converge here. All honesty, I did not see it. I took my eyes off looking down court. Let's see what the refs are going to come up with here. What a shot. CJ Hansen threw it up. And I feel like they're going to go back, and they probably can use our feed on their end to see if that counted. It's going to be close. I thought the quarter was over. I was giving high praise to Eddie there for that big block. I totally didn't. I zoomed out that there was a couple time left on the clock, but what an effort by Hansen at this count. What a momentum builder this could be. As referees are looking, they're going to converge. Right now it's on the clock. It is a All right, welcome back. We'll get ready for the second half, but first we're glad to have Maddie Baker join us in the booth here. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks for having me.
Just a quick thought. What were your thoughts on the game today?
It's a little bit disappointing. I think we had higher expectations going into the game, but it gave us somewhere to start, and we'll keep working. Hopefully next weekend we'll have a different outcome.
I was just going to ask, quick turnaround. You guys are in front of the next weekend.
Yeah.
Is there anything you could take out of that game and probably go into that to help for next week's game?
I think we struggled a little bit on defense. We weren't on the help line. We weren't running our plays necessarily. So I think just making sure we're doing the little things to really help us win.
One final one for you. What's your thoughts on your season so far? How's everything been going? Like, how you guys been playing? Like, how's the season been going for you?
We're doing much better than last year. All of our games are within a much smaller margin than what they were last year. So I think we're really happy to see that, and hopefully over the season we'll continue to progress and we can see some wins.
100%, yeah. And, I'd like to thank you for coming up, and it's a pleasure meeting you, and thanks for joining us in the booth here.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks a lot, Maddie. Best of luck rest of the year as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh. As we get set to start second quarter here, and that three-point shot that I missed and lots of people missed, lots of us all missed, but anyway, the shot did count. It did go in, so St. Thomas with a 4-point lead. As crazy end of the second half, I must say. That's first time 8 years doing these games I've seen that, but what a shot by I believe it was CJ Hansen. And St. Thomas will head to the free throw line, and thanks again to Maddie Baker for joining us up in the booth here. UNBSJ's women's team came off a tough 69-48 loss in our first game, as they fall to 1-6 on the year. As St. Thomas women will improve to 5-1, 1-5, pardon me, UNBSJ. And both free throws are good, as STU starts off with 2 points, and here comes Ethan Shamirda. Lance Howlett for 3. Doesn't go. Long rebound. He'll get it. Gets it to AJ Nash. Nash into the paint. Shot. As we will. CJ Hansen will get called for the foul. First shot does not go. One of 2 at the line, and AJ Nash continues to have a great start to his day. 15 points. It's Caleb Schulten. Evan Valen. Ball swung around. Wilson for 3. Drains it. Marcus Wilson. 52-44. Here's Shamirda. Ball's tipped. Javanetti. It's to Evan Valen. There's CJ Hansen. Back the other way. Here's Shamirda. Nice pass, Lance Howlett. And now it's 52-46. There's Eddie. Schulten. Down low. Evan Valen. 2 points. 54-46. Oh, ball stolen. CJ Hansen the other way. Nice defense by AJ Nash to get back. He'll commit the foul. 54-46.
Seawolves have taken a timeout.
Nineteen of 40 shooting, 47.5% St. Thomas. UNBSJ is 20 of 42, 47.6. St. Thomas is doing a great job shooting the three-point shot, 9 of 21, 42.9. UNBSJ at 3 of 15 for 20%. Free throws, 7 of 8 for St. Thomas, 3 of 6 for UNB. Each team has only turned the ball over 5 times, and each team has 6 points off turnovers. UNB's got the edge in rebounding, 22-18. Marcus Wilson with 13 points, lead for St. Thomas, and AJ Nash has a game-high 15 points. And first free throw is good by CJ Hansen, and he extends it to a 9-point lead. And he makes both. There's Nash, lands Hallett. Hallett, back to Nash. Nash lost the ball, got it back. Here's Samirda, Ethan Shamirda. Underneath, Nash gets it to go. AJ Nash. What a play, a miscommunication there. Shamirda got the ball, got it to Howlett. Here's Darren Clark, gets it to go. 56-50. Nice play by Shamirda to cause the turnover. Get the ball back. Evan Vallon, right back for 2. 58-50. 7 minutes left. There's Clark. Samirda. Hallett for 3. Back the other way. Here's Doyle Burton. Burton. Nash shot does not go. Back the other way. There's Wilson. Schulten. Foul. They waved off the basket. They're calling a foul against St. Thomas. So Zach Dool back into the game. There's AJ Nash. Nash. Down low is Clark. Clark, shot, does not go. Wilson for 2. Javen Eddy with the rebound. River Lance, Hanson, duel. Gonna get Darren Clark for a foul. And here's Eddy. Long three, good. CJ Hanson, 61-50. 14 points for Hanson. And 11-point lead. Down low. This is Nash, who's good job by St. Thomas to get him, and then they get him again. Nice defense there by the Tommy's defense. Nash led to the free throw line.
Tommy's foul, number 21, that's his first personal foul, team's third.
Javen Eddy will pick up his first foul, and Nash will make the free throw. $18 points for AJ Nash. He will miss the second. One free throw though. Looks like they'll redo it. And he doesn't get it to go. 10-point game, 5 minutes left. Oh, stolen. Nice play by Doyle Burton. Burton to the net, and he lays it in. And the foul. They're going to get CJ Hanson for the foul. As Doyle Burton will head to the free throw line. Doesn't make it. Goes off the foot and take a crazy bounce right to Nash. And all that, St. Thomas will end up with the ball. 61-53, free throw was missed, and then the ball took a crazy bounce. Ended up going out of bounds. And 8-point game here, 4:45 left in the third quarter. Long three, does not go. A foul is going to be called on Doyle Burton. Two free throws. That'll be the third foul on Doyle Burton. First free throw was good by Marcus Wilson. Makes the second, and where he was fouled for three, he'll take another shot. 10-point game. And they make all three. Here's Ian Wilson. AJ Nash, and they're going to get an offensive foul on AJ Nash. Nice defense there from Wilson. Takes the charge. And that's the third foul on Nash. 18 points for AJ though. Having a nice offensive night. River Lance will inbound for St. Thomas. Gets it up to Zach Duel. Here's Zachary Duel. Duel. Gibby. Gets it to Wilson. Wilson. Duel for 3. Pardon me, it was River Lance for 3. 14 points for River Lance. 67-53. Here's Wilson. Dove Collin for 3. St. Thomas has stretched it out, 14-point lead. Wilson directing traffic. Gets freed up. River Lance just made a 3. There's a running 2, doesn't go. Duel, an offensive rebound. Out to Caleb Schulten. Schulten. River Lance for 3. Does not go. Wilson with the rebound. Here's Ethan Shamirda. Shamirda makes a move on Marcus Wilson. Dove Kahn. Here's AJ Nash. Back to Ethan Shamirda. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Wilson. Down low. And it'll be a UNB ball. And we're going to get an offensive foul. Looks like it's on Ian Wilson. Actually, a foul is on Ernest Vogt. It's his first. 3 minutes left, 14-point lead for St. Thomas. There's Wilson. Over Samirda, can't get it to go, and the ball will go to UNB. .255 left. 2:47, pardon me. Here's AJ Nash. Dove Kahn for 3. Battle for the ball. Nash had it, lost it, got it back. Gonna rule a jump ball. And it'll be a UNBSJ. Darren Clark looks like he's coming back into the game. Shot is good. So Nash knocks down another. Nash will make both. Darren Clark into the game for UNBSJ. Caleb Schulten. There's a mid-range 2, doesn't go. Loose ball. Duel comes out with it. And they're good for a travel. Here's Darren Clark. Clark. Into the middle, nice move to the net, and Clark plays it in. 67-57. Lots of room for Schulten to the net, and he gets it right back. Caleb Schulten, 69-57. And now Clark gets some room from Vogt. Clark to the net again, finger roll doesn't go. It's gonna go off the hand, I believe, of Samirda. And St. Thomas will get the ball right back. Marcus Wilson. River Lance being guarded by Kahn. Zach Duel up top to Wilson. Wilson. Javanetti lost the ball. Loose ball. And they're going to say, I think he went out of bounds.
Out of bounds, Seawolves ball.
Seawolves will get the ball right back. Couple empty possessions for both teams here. Here's Darren Clark. Ian Wilson for three. Marcus Wilson with the rebound. Minute 20 left. Nice pass to Javanetti. A foul. And he'll shoot a couple free throws. Eddie makes the first and extends it to a 13-point lead. Makes them both. 71-57. Minute 12 left. Here's Clark. Nice pass back to Ernest Vogt. Clark. Clark kept the ball. Out to Ethan Samirda for a three. Doesn't go. Schulten with the rebound. In transition, Schulten to River Lance, and he lays it in. 73-57, 43 seconds left. Wilson. Ernest Vogt can't get it to go. The ball will go out of bounds. Errant pass. Shamirdo inbound the ball. 18 seconds left. Here comes Darren Clark. Dub Kahn lost the ball. Dub Kahn at the buzzer, can't get it to go. And after 3 quarters of play, it is a 73-57 lead here for the St. Thomas Tommies over the UNBSJ Seawolves. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the 2025-26 Seawolves partners, Lester Trophy, Centaur Atlantic, Domino's, UNBSJ alumni, One Team Sports, Fleck Printing and Sign, Booster Juice East Point location, at St. John LNG, St. John Volkswagen, and Roussel Volkswagen, Miramichi, Moosehead Brewery, and Culligan. As we got about a minute left before we start the fourth quarter here, St. Thomas really came out and took control of this game in the third. Kind of points of Marcus Wilson. River Lance has 16. CJ Hansen 14. And Javen Eddy is 10. Evan Vallis 9. Caleb Schulten 5. For the Seawolves, AJ Nash 20 points. Ethan Schmidt is 11. 8 for Darren Clark and Doyle Burton. Dean Wilson is 5. Ernest Vogt 3. And Vince Hallett is 2. 46% for St. Thomas shooting. They're 24-52. And UNBSJ at 40.7, 24-59 points. As we get set here for the fourth quarter, UNB needs a big run here if they're going to get back into this game. Lance Hallett gets it to Darren Clark. Back to Hallett. Nash wide open. Howlett for three. Doesn't go. CJ Hansen with a rebound. It's to Caleb Schulten. Here's Schulten. Schulten to the net. Does not go. Back the other way. Doyle Burton. AJ Nash. (73-59), down to 14. Schulten. Doyle Burton. Back the other way. Good defense from the Seawolves. Ethan Shamirda is fouled, going hard to the net. And 8:46 left. 2 shots.
Tommy's foul on number 15, Caleb Schulten, his third personal foul. Team's first.
Schulten will get his 3rd foul. And Samirda cuts it to 13. 12 points for Samirda. He makes them both, so we're down to Marcus Wilson into the game for Zach Dool. Minute 20 into the 4th quarter. 12-point game. Schulten got the ball to Wilson. Hands it off to Valen. River Lance for 3. Doesn't go. Ball pops out. Right to AJ Nash. Nash to the net. Floater. Does not go. Evan Valen with a rebound. Long pass. Here's Hansen. Tip to Wilson. Was off the hand of Nash and back to Wilson. Fade away by Wilson. Doesn't go. Here's Samirda. Being guarded by Hansen. Lance Howlett. Doyle Burton. And a foul. I believe that's on Marcus Wilson.
Tommy's foul on number 5, Marcus Wilson. His first personal foul, team second. Back in the game for Tommy's number 21,
David Eddy back into the game. Nice pass from AJ Nash to Ethan Samirda. And a 6-0 run have cut it down to a 10-point lead. Here's Schulten. And CJ Hansen can't control the ball. And UNBSJ will get a chance to cut it to single digits. There's Darren Clark for 2. Doesn't go. Wilson with the rebound. It's Devin Vallis. Here's Eddie. Out to Hansen for 3. Good. CJ Hansen back up to 13. He has 17 points. AJ Nash. Ethan Samirda. Doyle Burton, nice move. And he lays it in. And St. Thomas calls a timeout, 76-65, 3 minutes into the 4th quarter. Thanks for joining us here on your Saturday evening. Hope everyone's having a great evening so far. Lots of great basketball action tonight. This men's game has lived up to the hype. We had a good women's game earlier. The St. Thomas Tommies came out on top, 68-49. And they improved to 5-1 on the year, and UNBSJ falls to 1-5 on the year as well. So good game though, good game here. Still lots of time left, 7 minutes, and we'll see if UNBSJ can keep chipping away, or we'll see if STU can take some of the control back. As we get ready to go, St. Thomas will inbound. Here's TJ Hansen out to Schulten. Schulten. Evan Valid for three, knocks it down. What a shot. 79-65. Nice pass. And AJ Nash, though, Doyle Burton. And Doyle Burton lays it in again. 12-point game. 6:24 left. Here's Marcus Wilson. Wilson. Ball's tipped. And somehow St. Thomas comes out with that. Nice play there by Hansen. Wilson with a nice pass to Eddie, and Eddie lays it in. 81-67. AJ Nash. It's a Lance Howlett. Howlett. Nash. Down to Doyle Burton. Doyle Burton. Turns. Ball taken away. No foul called. Play's going to be stopped as CJ Hansen will head off. .536 left. River Lance. There's Eddie. There's Caleb Schulten. Schulten. Shot in the corner, doesn't go. Nice pass. And the shot is waved off. Zach Duels into the game. And Valen will head off. Wide open, Darren Clark. Clark to the net. Shot is good, and the foul. 81-69. .12-point game, 5:03. Clark's got a chance to complete the three-point play. And he gets it. UNB is hanging around. Caleb Schulten. Here's Schulten. Wilson. Shot doesn't go. Samirda gets it to Ernest Vogt. Here's Vogt. Right to Samirda. In the corner. AJ Nash to the net. He's been dynamite all day at that shot, and he gets another one. 9-point lead, 81-72, 4:30 left. There's Wilson. Javen Eddy. And we're going to get a foul. There's a tug of the arm there. Darren Clark on Duel. From number 6 to another number 6. That'll be the third foul on Darren Clark. Evan Val's back in.
Our last foul was number 6 here in red, his third base. Team's first.
Big possession here. UNB really needs to stop. Trevor Lance got 5 on the shot clock. 3. He's got 2 at the buzzer of the shot clock. Good, nice shot there. Evan Valen knocks it down, and it's back up to an 11-point lead. Shot doesn't go. Here's Zach Duel. Valen. Duel. We have a collision. Javen Eddy and AJ Nash go down. Both look okay.
Seawolves foul number 9, AJ Nash, for personal team second.
Looks like Marcus Wilson will inbound the ball. Gets it to Valen. There's River Lance. Javen Eddy. Big battle for the ball. Ethan Samirda with it. Gets it to AJ Nash. Nash. Ernest Vogt can't get it to go. And back comes Wilson. Ball stripped the other way. Here's Ethan Samirda. He's able to corral it. Samirda trying to get to the net. Layup doesn't go. Hans Howlett tipped it. Can't get it to go. Nice play by Javen Eddy to get that ball up court. Point lead now for the Tommies. 2.5 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Darren Clark. AJ Nash for 3. Down low, Darren Clark with a rebound. Clark, Howlett, Ethan Samirda. Nice defense from, I believe that was Zachary Duel. AJ Nash, here's Darren Clark. 6 on the shot clock. 5. Clark right to the net. The layup changes in flight. Gets it to go. 85-74. Knocked down low. Wilson. Marcus Wilson for 3 and good. Looks like a timeout was called by Paul Vaughn. 88-74. I guess, pardon me, there was no timeout. I think they were just making a substitution. It looks like Ian Wilson has come into the game for UNB. Minute 40 left. Here's Nash. Can't get it to go. No foul. Nash looks for a call, didn't get it. As let's see what it is. Looks like AJ Nash is fouled out of the game. That's his 5th foul. That's a big loss. 22 points for Nash. 88-74. And looks like Dub Khan's coming to the game. So 15-point lead. David Eddy coming into the game.
Here's Caleb Schulten, gets Evan Valen.
We have 1:11 left. Here's Dub Khan. Khan to the net. Lance Hallett. Ethan Samirda. Ball stolen. Back the other way. .48 seconds. Caleb Schulten. There's Wilson. Schulten with the runner, and it's good. 91-74, 39.2 seconds left. As I mentioned, these teams will meet next, I think next Friday. Or next weekend, pardon me. And they'll meet in Fredericton, back of a home and home here. And then I believe the first game after the holiday break for UNBSJ, I believe it is back up in Fredericton as they will play Fredericton again, or play St. Thomas again. As it is 91-74. 39.2 seconds left. As trying to build some momentum, I believe, for the next game. So Paul Wallen's trying to do here. Set up a play, get some positive vibes and positivity out of the game. I'll credit to St. Thomas. They come in here and they played a professional game. Heck of a game here. They got down early. I think that big three at the end of the half really swung the momentum, and they rode from there. As really dominated the second half. So it looks like St. Thomas University will improve to 6-0 in the year. UNBSJ will fall to 5-1. Nice pass back to Ian Wilson. Wilson, nice behind the back. Thought about the two, got the hook shot, it's good. 91-76. John Hickey didn't like what he saw there. He's going to call a timeout. As we get ready for the final 30 seconds. Like once again, thank everybody for tuning in to this broadcast tonight. Hope everybody had a great evening and lots of great basketball here. And hope everyone has a great holiday season as we will wrap up our home schedule here as the last home game of this semester for UNBSJ. So hope everybody has a great holiday season and look forward to more basketball in the new year. But we still have 30 seconds left in this one, and we'll see what the final score will be, and we'll see how it turns out as both teams come out onto the court. Great road game here by St. Thomas, as I mentioned a few moments ago, as they've really come in and really are probably going to earn this victory. Wilson, and they're just going to probably dribble out the clock here or dribble it down to 6 seconds. Probably get a shot up. Schulten. CJ Hansen can't get it to go. 9 seconds. And the clock's going to run out on UNBSJ. Dean Wilson can't get it to go. And Lance Howlett can't get a shot to go. And that'll do it. So great game here tonight. St. Thomas Student Tommies are going to end up with a 91-76 win over the UNBSJ Seawolves, and they will improve to 6-0. Well, the UNBSJ will fall to 5-1. Once again, hope everybody has a great evening. Thanks for tuning in to the Seawolves ACAA broadcast. And everybody, hope everybody has a great holiday season, and we will be back in the new year. Have a great night, and talk to you later.